An is probably one of the best places to live in Southeast Asia for anyone into photography because it offers some of the friendliness and most stunning countryside scenery all around. And it's actually here that tempted a French adventurer to make his life-changing decision to become a professional photographer and settle down here. So in today's Expat Living, we invite you to meet up with Etienne Bossot and discover why the beauty of Vietnam can change a person's destiny. I find my way to meet Etienne at his Hoi An photo gallery. Hello, Etienne.
Oh, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Same. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Beautiful pictures.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So most photos in this gallery were taken in and around Hoi An. So this is a sunrise around Hoi An on the river, going to a nice village. So I do it's a landscape shot. If you know your camera settings in your right place, you will get this kind of photo. So it's about waking up early, knowing your environment, and be there. But I have only a few landscapes. Most of my photos are about people. I really love the people. I always try to include the human element into my photos. Yeah. After I graduated, so I studied in France, in Germany, I was working a bit in London, and then I graduated. After I graduated, I just looked for a job anywhere in Asia. I really wanted to go to Asia, so I was looking for a job in Japan, in China, in Thailand, in Vietnam, anywhere. You know, something into sales and marketing, but I just wanted to move to Asia, kind of like whatever the job was. Just, it was a way for me to move there. And that was a French company importing, pretty popular in Vietnam, importing wine in Southeast Asia, and they were looking for a sales director for Central Vietnam. And I just jumped on the job, you know, based in Hoi An. All right, I just made a quick search about Hoi An, and I saw the place. I was like, okay, I'm in.
I can't believe from an adventurer, you've kind of become a professional photographer. How so?
Hoi An pushed me to do that. When I moved here, I was really not into photography. I actually never really touched a camera in my life before. But after a few months here, I felt the need to capture the essence of the place and the people mostly. You know, we don't really... I found people back home, back in Western countries, not that interesting. And here everyone is, you know, beautiful people, very smiling people. Why are they smiling? Is something wrong with them? No, they're just happy. We don't have that back home, you know? People are not happy at home. They have everything they want, so they are not happy. The more they have, the less happy they are.
Without any official schooling in photography, Etienne sought instruction from the internet, and with more practice and experience, he realized that photography was more than just a hobby, but a potential profession.
Xin chào ba. Bà khỏe không? Khỏe. Ăn sáng chưa?
Từ với ái này rồi.
Chưa ăn hả? Bà ơi, bà tên gì?
Mét.
Mét. Bà Mét.
Mà mét.
She's beautiful. She's really what Vietnam is all about to me. The old lady with the hat. The hat is something really photogenic as well. So I know her really well. I often stop her and take some photos of her also during my workshops. We come here, chat with her. She's really photogenic. She's really, and I'm happy to help her a little bit also when taking photos, but she's really Vietnam to me.
Etienne continued to pursue his creative side by going out into the mountains with his camera and photographing ethnic people and getting up early to snap the fishermen bringing in the catch. This spurned the idea of the Hoi An photo tours in 2010, in which Etienne brings people into a location they normally would not be able to reach, and providing unique photo opportunities, focusing on travel and people. You are the only one in Hoi An who runs a photo tour, right?
Yes, yes, and I try to offer something really interesting for people who want to learn photography. There's learning photography, there's the photography workshop, but there's also going to different places, going to villages where no other tourists go, where photography becomes easy. And I actually would like you to come, try one of my tours, if you're free.
Can I?
Yes, please, you'll really enjoy it.
Thank you. It is 5 a.m. in the morning and we're gonna go to catch some nice shots with this one, the sunrise at the beach with Etienne's photo tours. Let's go, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's go. We started tour by taking the ferry to go to Zhuihai fishing village. It's definitely not a tourist attraction, but Etienne said there are tons of photo opportunities. The tour today has 4 people, 2 French, 1 German, and me. With a range of skill sets and cameras, he balances his time perfectly with each of us, offering advice on equipment, lessons on some of the basics of manual photography, and personal guidance on getting the shots.
There at the end is the ocean. It's where the river goes into the ocean. So the fishing boats are coming back now and it's really busy over there. You can already see all the people waiting for the boats. So as soon as the boats arrive, it's going to get really, really busy. So we have 5 minutes here. Before we go, last thing, how do you get a great photo? If you take a photo and you're like, oh, it's boring, how do you make it, wow, very interesting? There's only one thing to do. It's very easy, but this is what you guys find the most difficult. That's why I insist on that, because I want to push you doing that. Okay, if photo is not good enough, it's because you're not close enough. So if I want to take a photo of him, but I'm scared, I'm worried, I don't want to get too close to him, I don't want to intrude. So I take a photo, I don't have a big zoom, so it's going to be small on the photo. It's going to be small. How old is he? Well, I don't know anything about him. I don't see anything. I don't see that. I don't understand about him. Photography in Southeast Asia and Vietnam is very easy. You just need the right attitude.
The most fascinating part of the day revolves around how to take pictures of people, one of Etienne's specialties.
Everyone is turning their back on you, look, they're fighting here, but you don't see anything because you're far. You really need to get in the action to capture what's going on. And because you're close to people, you're going to be so much more flexible to move, to control your situation and to understand about your subjects. So we need to get down there.
The closer the better.
The closer the better, always.
Yeah.
Of course, we talk about people photography.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down there. It's a nice place for landscapes too, but there's so many people everywhere. And it makes such beautiful photos, I love the people first because people are very photogenic. People like photography. It's no problem to take photos of people as long as you, the photographer, have the right attitude. And people are really friendly, You go and you're going to meet there's someone here, you want to take their photo, and you're going to go and interact with them to take their photo, saying hello and how are you, and try to interact a bit before taking the photo to learn more. And at the end, you're just going to have a good time, just chatting with them and having a good laugh with them and learning about their story. I think we learn a lot from photographing people and learning about them. It's really interesting. Nhiều cá?
Ít. Ít.
Ồ, trời ơi, nhiều lắm.
Sao ít thế chú?
Tao mày quýnh không trúng.
After the fishing village, Etienne effortlessly guides us to meet up with local people in the village. In observing and listening to Etienne, I have a whole new respect for the broad range of interpersonal and technical skills that go into a memorable image.
Khỏe không? Khỏe. Có nhiều khác không? Nhiều khác. And you been me? Eat? So this is our breakfast. It's a really, really good sandwich here. Westerners have something about private space and, privacy, things like this, which is a different concept in Southeast Asia. It's much easier to get close to people than people would expect. So I'm trying to push people to get comfortable to getting close to their subject by just trying to interact first. And if you see someone and you give them a big smile and they smile back to you, well, you want to get closer and continue the interaction. And people, when they start doing that, then they really understand and they really have a good time.
The photo tour was really nice because we get really into the village and get the chance to see local people. So this was very interesting. And beside this, you have information about your camera and how to make good picture.
Come have a look. T'as vu ça? Oh. Now you get all the aromas, yeah? So after 6 months, 1 year, there's no fish left.
Okay.
It's been fermented.
Okay.
And they filter it 1, 2, 3 times and you got fish sauce. So this is the best quality. This is the basic quality. There's some really nice rooms over there. We're going to have a look. So what about photography now here? How do you take photo in this place? This place is dark. Yeah. So how do you do in a dark place? ISO. Before you put the ISO up, you open your aperture. Make sure you open your aperture, the small F number. And then you increase your ISO.
It was very interesting because it was very, we see our local people, we spend time in village and there is no tourist, in fact. I will remind people we see and the nyok man and the smell of the nyok man.
It was really fascinating to be close to the people in their normal life, in their normal environment, and nothing be fancy about that we be there or that we go around making pictures. So it was a great experience. Yeah, he became a part of the community, and because I feel that I'm a foreigner and I think they see that my behavior is different, so they say, okay, that's another tourist who's coming, but he's a part of it. He's just moving like everybody is moving, and if I can explain this in this way. Yes.
I knew this village for me coming myself to take photos here, often in the morning, and when I started the sunrise tour, I thought this would be the best place for sunrise because it's really busy with people. There are photo opportunities everywhere. And it's a place where I never see other tourists. So for now, so far. So it's something people really enjoy and the photo opportunities are just wonderful here. Ciao, Chu! Khỏe không? Mệt.
Mua thuốc uống, không có tiền mua thuốc uống.
Mua thuốc, không có thuốc. So this man is the bamboo man. He's making everything with bamboo. He's working really hard and now he's sick and he doesn't have much money to buy medicine, things like this. So I try to support him a little bit. He's making some small boats that you will see later in my gallery. Mm-hmm. So I try buy these boats from him, try to support him. Mm-hmm. He's also taking care of the small shrine here. Mm-hmm. But he's making everything with bamboo. He's really good. His hands are very interesting because they're working really hard. He's a good subject too. I try to, every time I take photo of someone in every country I travel to, I really try to know about my subject and I take notes about their name and what they do. And when I post a photo online, I always put a little story with it. So it's more than having a photo. And when I share it online on social media, people can learn about this old lady in this very far remote village and know about her story. And I think it's a beautiful thing that people can access such knowledge of what happens somewhere in the countryside.
I was impressed of the bamboo man, more of the kind of care Etienne is taking about him, that he tried to support him, especially when he's getting sick, because I'm working in the health sector, I'm a nurse, and so this is a focus I always look on, and this makes me think that he really becomes a part of the community, that he's caring about other people, where he's getting into it and to support them. So this is one of the things I take home with me.
Etienne's photo tour has consistently scored an excellent ranking on TripAdvisor, and he has been able to expand his tours beyond Hoi An to other parts of Vietnam and the region. Upon moving to Hoi An, Etienne found the missing part of his life. They got married and he was encouraged further by his wife to make a business of his hobby. He succeeded. Now the proud father of 2 boys as well.
I actually met he and my wife right before I set up my photography business here. So it was at a difficult time for me, you know. I was in between jobs, I didn't have so much money, and my wife supported me a lot. So she was helping me at the time, really, and she gave me a very strong support for me to start this business. So I wouldn't be here today without her.
Anh ấy vốn là một người rất là dễ gần và hòa đồng, và khi mà anh ấy có một cái niềm đam mê đó và những cái người đó tạo cho anh ấy cảm hứng nhiều hơn, cho anh ấy nhiều cảm hứng hơn về vấn đề đó thì giống như là sống như tự nhiên vậy thôi, mình nghĩ là như thế. Tại vì con người anh rất là tự nhiên, và khi mà anh ấy gặp được những cái đẹp ở Hội An mình nói riêng, ở Việt Nam mình nói chung ấy, thì anh ấy yêu nhiều hơn, và anh ấy từ cái tình yêu trong anh đấy về nhiếp ảnh này, xong rồi những cái rất là đơn thuần của Việt Nam mình, rất là nhẹ nhàng của Hội An thì tự dưng làm cho cái niềm đam mê của anh ấy nó phát triển nhiều hơn.
The coolest thing about his job is that he can do whatever he wants, and he is his own boss.
Well, it's a bit difficult because, you know, work never stops for me. Because if I'm not outside running a tour, meeting people, I get emails to reply to and quotations to do for clients and things like this. So I'm also working a lot from home. It's a little bit difficult actually for me to make the difference between the time when I have to work and the time I have to spend with the family. And he and my wife is really good for that, to make me, okay, now stop working, spend time with your family. So she helps me a lot for that too.
From working as a sales manager to being one of Hoi An's most sought-after photographers, Etienne Bossot's journey has been a colorful one. He is convinced that he will be based in Southeast Asia for at least the next 20 years. Now, with each piece of life he got from his photography journey, he shares on his social network and hopes to serve the hidden zeal of someone out there to start traveling and discovering the beauty of Vietnamese people.
My heart is in Vietnam. My heart is in Hoi An. I love Hoi An. I love Vietnam. We're gonna settle here for some time until we decide to move one day, maybe when the kids get older, because we need to find things to do in Hoi An. It's not always easy. But I owe everything to Vietnam, basically. So, like, Vietnam accepted me here, and I'm glad they did.
Last week, our host Lan Anh invited you to some must-see destination in Dien Bien Phu city, but there's more this historic city has to offer. Let's see what she takes you to this time.
In the previous episode, tên nổi tiếng trong chiến dịch. Visiting numerous important historical sites in Điện Biên Phủ City. Hill A1, vị trí lô cốt cây đa cụt. Một trong 10 chiếc xe tăng Pháp được Mỹ viện trợ. Căn hầm chỉ huy kiên cố nhất của thực dân Pháp trên cứ điểm A1. Đây chính là hố bộc phá. This is the famous command bunker of French General de Catres.
All these vantages associated to the fiercest battles in Dien Bien Phu campaign.
Hello and welcome back to the heroic northwestern province of Dien Bien. Now, besides the historical complex in the central of Dien Bien Phu City, there's one more major destination that you cannot miss if you want to have a thorough understanding of what have contributed to the glorious Dien Bien Phu victory. So today I'm going to take you to the command post of the campaign, where late General Võ Nguyên Giáp and other commanders worked and led Vietnamese army to victory.
The historical site is located in Mường Phăng commune, around 40 kilometers from Dien Bien Phu City. Officially selected as the location of the Dien Bien Phu campaign headquarters in January the 31st to May the 15th, 1954, the area offered an ideal view of the whole city, including the French entrenched fortifications such as Him Lam Hill, Độc Lập Hill, and Mường Thanh Bridge.
Well, accompanying me today is Miss Thủy. She's going to be our guide in the command post.
Dạ, xin mời bạn vào đây tham quan. Điểm đầu tiên chính là sở chỉ huy chiến dịch Điện Biên Phủ.
Dạ vâng.
Tại đây đã diễn ra những cuộc họp có tính chất quyết định trong quá trình tấn công vào tập đoàn cứ điểm Điện Biên Phủ.
The command post includes the hut where General Võ Nguyên Giáp, Commander-in-Chief of the Dien Bien Phu State, the 96-meter tunnel through the mountain, the hut of the Chief of Staff Hoàng Văn Thái, Hoàng Cầm Stove, a meeting hall, and the lake.
Xin mời bạn đến điểm tham quan thứ hai, chính là lán ở và làm việc của Đại tướng Võ Nguyên Giáp. Và ngôi lán này được làm bằng nguyên vật liệu khai thác ngay tại khu rừng này. Lán này thì có diện tích 18 m². Vâng, ngôi lán này thì được chia ra làm 2 gian, còn gian phía trong đây là gian nghỉ ngơi và làm việc của đồng chí cận vụ. Hàng ngày Đại tướng Võ Nguyên Giáp sẽ làm việc và nghỉ ngơi tại gian phía ngoài này. Cũng chính tại ngôi lán này là vào đêm Đại tướng đã thao thức chăn trở, lắng nghe từng mẩu tin từ mặt trận vào về để nghiên cứu tình hình chiến sự, tìm ra cách đánh mưu trí linh hoạt giành thắng lợi quyết định cho mỗi trận đánh. Và đây chính là chiếc giường ngủ nơi Đại tướng Võ Nguyên Giáp là nghỉ ngơi. Còn phía bên đây chính là số chiếc bàn nơi làm việc của Đại tướng Võ Nguyên Giáp hàng ngày tại đây. Để nghe âm thanh từ phía bên kia.
Tôi rất là cảm động. Bác ở một cái nhà đơn sơ lắm.
It certainly would be humble. It's always good to get a physical view of what you read in a book. It makes it much more understandable.
Vâng, và đây chính là căn hầm xuyên quân núi giữa Đại tướng Võ Nguyên Giáp với tham mưu trưởng Hoàng Văn Thái. Căn hầm này do Lai đội cảnh vệ 425 do đồng chí Đỗ Hải phụ trách, được giao nhiệm vụ đào hầm xuyên núi này. Các chiến sĩ có 50 người được đào trong thời gian 28 ngày đêm. Chiều dài của căn hầm này 69 m, chiều rộng từ 1 đến 3 m, chiều cao là 1,7 m. Căn hầm xuyên quân núi đây được chính thức đi vào sử dụng giữa đợt tấn công thứ 2 từ ngày 15 tháng 4. Và căn hầm đây được đào từ hai bên thông nhau giữa lòng núi. Trong hoàn cảnh khó khăn, các chiến sĩ của chúng ta không có thước là lấy dây rừng làm thước, không có la bàn, các chiến sĩ đã phải áp tay vào vách đất để nghe âm thanh vọng về. Tầm khoảng 10 m mới phát hiện vị trí hướng. Chỗ vị trí hướng đây các chiến sĩ có sáng kiến sửa thành phòng họp. Và ở ngay phía trên đây chính là lỗ thông hơi. Gỗ không phải là cháy đâu. Vâng, và chúng ta đi xuyên ra cửa hầm bên này, chúng ta sẽ đến điểm tham quan tiếp theo chính là bếp Hoàng Cầm của cơ quan tham mưu chiến dịch. Vâng, và đây chính là cấu tạo mô tả chiếc bếp hoàng cầm. Và bếp hoàng cầm đây đã có từ trong chiến dịch hòa bình năm 1950, mang tên chính tác giả. Sáng kiến của bếp hoàng cầm đây là đằng sau sẽ có những rãnh dẫn khói. Nhưng rãnh dẫn khói đấy đã phủ một lớp đất mỏng và cành lá ướt. Khói nó sẽ chỉ vây là theo mặt đất, nên từ từ giống như kiểu xương. Bếp này có tác dụng tránh khói và phi pháo, có thể đun nấu được cả ban ngày đến ban đêm.
The stove is just one among many utensils Vietnamese soldiers created during the war to adapt to the extremely difficult living conditions. The contrast between Vietnamese commanders and soldiers' humble living condition and the glorious victory they gained against one of the world's strongest armies at the time deeply impresses each visitor to the site.
We've had a wonderful trip. I hope to talk to my children about these experiences. It's a very surprisingly rich part of Vietnam.
Tôi ở bên Lào, cái lòng mỗi lúc nào cũng muốn về quê hương. Đất nước mà giàu đẹp như thế này thì là công ơn Bác Hồ, trước Bác Hồ, sau Bác Lào. Tôi ở nước ngoài rất là hân hoan, là hãnh diện. Mình là người Việt Nam.
Today, I feel really blessed to have a chance to visit, to touch, to feel, and more importantly, to learn more about a place from where a nation history has been made. I'm sure that a trip to historical sites like this will also bring you special feeling. But thank you so much for watching Time Out today. You can catch me again in the next episode. Goodbye.